we kick off the show with an easy recipe or tips to get your baby to sleep, today we're starting with a story about one of our guest experts. It's Nanny Robina, and she's allowed us to follow her on a personal journey. Take a look.
You know, I go shopping, I buy the clothes. They've still got the tags on, but because they've got a plunging neckline, I put it on in the shop, I love it, I get it home, I hate it. That's just what it is. You know, I can just see all the boobs all the time, so to speak. So it's taken a long time and a lot of thinking, and I have decided to move forward and have a breast reduction. I woke up when I was like 13 and I thought somebody had stuck 2 melons on the front of me. I woke up with a big chest overnight. And I was pretty big, being only 4'10", but I learned to live with them. And of course, let's face it, as a young teenager, you know, it got a few looks and I was happy with them. But my body was different in those days. As I've started to go through menopause and I've gained weight, my boobs have actually got really, really big, my breasts have, and they've started to cause some issues with my neck, not my shoulders, but I get neck pain. I just don't like the way I look anymore. You know, it's not just about losing weight. Every time I look and I see myself on camera, ooh, I see 2 big balloons and that's it. I don't like it.
There you go. Zero check.
I think when I tell people I'd be happy with a B cup, they're like, oh, that's flat. But not on somebody 4'11". That's what you have to remember. A B cup will still look very, you know, voluptuous, chest size on myself, because I'm short. So if it's a B and C, I'm going to be happy, yeah.
All right, let's check him out. Nanny Robina, everyone, joins us live in studio. Look at you. Look at that. That is a noticeable difference. It's actually a 2 kilo difference. So that's about how many pounds?
All I know is I pick up a bag of potatoes that weigh 5 pounds and I put them on the counter and I think, wow, I was carrying that at the front.
That's about 5 pounds.
I think 2 kilos is about 4.5 pounds.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So that's got to feel a lot different. How are you feeling now post-surgery? Do you feel lighter?
I feel lighter. You know what? I sort of got excited about putting clothes on again because everything I used to put on used to gape. Used to gape or used to pucker here. Yeah. And I feel so much better. I feel more in proportion now.
Okay, you know? So you've achieved the goals that you wanted this whole time. Did you have any of the back issues and what have you?
I actually had neck issues, and you know what, Tracy? For almost all of my life, I actually did not put it down to my breasts. I actually put it down to tension. And even when I was younger, I would want to put my head on the couch because my head felt too heavy for my neck. I never associated it with my breasts until my doctor pointed it out, actually. Yeah, I hadn't really put the 2 and 2 together.
How long was the thought process?
The thought process, to be honest, has gone on for a couple of years. I kind of toyed with the idea, then came back. It was no big deal. But then, you know what, they started growing again through menopause. And I thought, there are certain blonde ladies out there that can carry them very well. Nanny Robina was not carrying them like those blonde ladies out there, let me tell you. You know, there are big, busty blondes, and they carry them fabulously. And it's not about being blonde, but just some people can carry that big chest. It didn't suit me. Yeah, and it was not good for my health.
Yeah, you didn't feel right in it. And that's when people take those measures. You don't feel right. You feel like you need to change. You're feeling good now.
I'm feeling good.
You look different. I looked at you this morning, and I thought, your hair is different. Your face looks different.
You know, it gives you a whole new lease of life. You start to feel like a different person. Yeah.
Now, you also had a bit of liposuction.
I did.
Why? Where was that, and why did you have that?
Okay, so let me explain that when they do the breast surgery, it's the whole front of the surgery is actually covered by OHIP, which was also a factor that I had to take into account because I wasn't sure if I could cough up with that amount of money. Yeah. The liposuction at the sides had to be paid for. So I actually paid a little more than $2,000, and that's because I had a lot of breast at the side, and that's considered cosmetic. So it wasn't covered by OHIP. So that was one of the costs that I had to pay for, along with a couple of bras that definitely don't look anything sexy underneath, but they're very comfortable. So they were about $70 for a tube, and for a cream for the scarring. And basically, that was about $60, and that was the complete cost that I had to pay.
Okay, so that was to get rid of the side boob.
Yeah,
we all know about side
yeah,
boob.
you know what? There was times when my arms were out of here because I had so much boob coming out the side,
Yeah.
and you know, I still have a lot of swelling going on, but I feel so much flatter at the sides now. Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about your recovery because this just happened a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, when we were talking about this at our production meeting, I thought to myself, how is she going to be in here talking about this already? It was not as big a deal as you thought it was going to be in terms of recovery.
Not
you snapped
at
right
all.
out of it.
Yeah, you know what? It was a day surgery, so I went in the morning. The whole surgery took about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I was at South Lake Hospital till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Then I came home, and of course I was groggy from the drugs.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, by the next day, I was like, okay, breakfast time. You know, I love my food, so the first thing I was thinking was, I need food. Breakfast time, and I was pretty much sort of getting back on track, Tracy, within 2 days.
Wow.
So the operation was Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, I put on Facebook, cannot believe I feel this well.
Yeah.
I got up, I did my thing. I ended up back in bed by 4 o'clock, actually, because I was still tired. And I can honestly say by Friday, I was over it. I couldn't believe it. But it's not just me making a super fast recovery.
Yeah.
I've spoken to other people, and I didn't believe them. They said, oh, you'll be fine in 3 or 4 days. I'm like, yeah, right.
Right.
But they did. Everybody felt the same. It's a very quick recovery.
Amazing.
As long as you look after yourself, right?
Yes, which you are. And you're not lifting anything
I'm
heavy.
not lifting
You're not
anything
there
heavy,
yet.
and-
But you look great. Give her a
Thank
big
you.
hand. That's great.
Thank
But
you.
thanks for sharing that with us as well, because we have so many viewers going through the same thing. So thank you for that.